Hey Alchemy family, it's Justin here for another Vinyasa flow class. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. And today we're going to be focusing on being present, being grounded, some balancing poses. So I hope you guys are ready to meet me on the mat. And we're just going to start today in standing, feet together coming to touch, rooting down through the soles, hands come to your sides. Closing down the eyes here and just connecting your roots into the earth, connecting your breath. Inhale, drawing the energy up the earth through the soles of the feet, up the body to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, energy descends from the crown back down to the earth. And when you're ready, bringing your hands together at heart center, setting an intention for your practice, for your day. And then inhale, lifting the hands up towards the sky, stretching out through the arms, interlacing the fingers, stretching up. Exhale, lowering the arms down to the sides. We're just going to cycle through a few of these, connecting movement to breath. Inhale, lifting up. Interlace, stretching up. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, reach up. Interlace and stretch up. As you exhale, bending over to the right hand side, stretching through the side body, creating space through the ribs. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, over to the left, reaching and stretching to the side. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, reaching up. And as you exhale, folding forward, crown to the earth, coming all the way down, bending through the knees as much as you need to release tension in your lower back. As you inhale, halfway lift long through the spine. Exhale, planting the palms, stepping the feet back, high plank. Stacking shoulders over wrists here, pushing down through the palms. Option to come down to your knees, lowering down with control. As you inhale, peeling open through the chest, coming into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips come back, downward facing dog. Grounding through the palms here, spreading the fingertips wide. Pedaling out the feet if that feels good for you. And then when you're ready, finding stillness, rolling the arms in towards the center line of the body. Drawing your chin in towards your chest, lifting those hips up towards the sky. On your next inhale, right leg reaches up. As you exhale, stepping in between the palms, rising up for crescent lunge, reaching up through the fingertips, energy through your back heel. Sinking the hips down towards the earth, reaching up through the fingers. Option to bring your gaze up towards the sky. On your next inhale, coming forward, warrior three. Bringing that heel back towards the back wall, fingertips towards the front wall, long and strong through the spine. Breathing here. On your next inhale, rising to stand, left hand reaches down for the inside edge of your left foot, right fingertips reach up towards the sky. Maybe you stay here, option to kick back, coming into dancer's pose, reaching that right hand forward, kicking that left foot back, breathing here, squaring that left hip down towards the mat for 3, 2, and 1. Releasing your left foot. Right hand comes down, left hand reaches up, coming into half moon. On your next exhale, stepping that foot back, coming into warrior two. Inhale, lifting up, reverse warrior. Right fingertips reach back towards the back wall, peeling open through the side body. And as you exhale, bringing that forearm down to your thigh, left fingertips peel open to the front edge of your mat, coming into extended side angle. Option to take the half bind or the full bind here, clasping the palms beneath the thigh, peeling the heart and chest away from the leg, looking up, lifting open through the shoulders. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straightening that front leg, left hips go back, right fingertips come forward, and then bringing the right hand down, left hand up, coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Inhale, rising back to stand, pivoting your toes to the long side edge of the mat. As you inhale, lifting up through the fingertips, and as you exhale, diving forward, crown comes down to the earth. Inhale, rising back to stand, pivoting the right toes towards the front edge of your mat. Left knee comes down, coming into a low lunge. Bringing your hands to your hip. And just sinking deep into the hips here, allowing that hip flexor to open, allowing the quad to open. And then bringing your hands down to the mat, walking that right foot out to the long side edge of your mat. Toes point out at 45 degrees. And then sinking deep into the hips here. Option to come down to your forearms if you have the space in your body. Option to roll onto the outside edge of that right foot if it feels good for you. Just breathing deep into the hips here. Grounding through the palms, curling the back toe under, stepping the front foot back, coming into high plank. Lowering down with control here as you inhale, peeling open through the collarbones, lifting the chest. Exhale, sending the hips back, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, option to take child's pose if you'd like, whatever feels best for you. On your next inhale, left leg reaches up to the sky. As you exhale, stepping in between the palms, long and strong through your back leg, rising up for crescent lunge. Reaching through those fingertips, sinking deep into the hips here. Option to bring your gaze up towards the sky. On your next inhale, coming forward, warrior 3. Right heel towards the back wall, fingertips towards the front of your mat. Breathing here. On your next inhale, rising up to stand, right hand comes down for the inside edge of that right foot. Option to stay here. Option to kick that right foot back, reaching those right fingertips forward, coming into dancer's pose. Inhale, coming back to stand. Coming back into dancers. From here, we're going to release the foot. Left hand comes down, right fingertips go up, coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Exhale, stepping that foot back, Warrior 2. Reaching through the fingertips, finding a nice deep bend in that front knee. Relaxing the shoulders down the back, focusing your gaze, focusing your breath. Inhale, reaching that left hand back, reverse warrior, reaching back towards the wall behind you. And as you exhale, bringing that forearm down to your thigh, right fingertips peel open to the front edge of your mat. Option to take the half bind or full bind here, clasping the palms beneath the thigh, peeling open through the chest, lifting through the heart. Inhale, rising back to stand, straightening that front leg. Exhale, right hip goes back, left fingertips come forward and down. Right hand reaches up for triangle pose on the opposite side. Inhale, rising back to stand. Left toes pivot to the long side edge of your mat, clasping the palms behind the lower back. As you inhale, lifting through the heart. And as you exhale, diving forward, crown to the earth. Inhale, rising back to stand. Left toes pivot towards the front of the mat. Right knee comes down, coming into a low lunge. Hands towards your hips, sinking deep into the hip flexors here, breathing deep. And then bringing the hands down to the mat. Left toes walk out to the long side edge of your mat. Toes point out at about 45 degrees. Option to come down to your forearms here if you have the space in your body. Option to roll onto the outside edge of that left foot. Just honoring your body and listening to what feels good for you. And when you're ready, grounding through the palms, curling your back toes under, stepping your front foot back, coming into a high plank, lowering down with control. Inhale, lifting through the heart, opening the chest. Exhale, hips come back, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to bring our forearms down to the mat, coming into dolphin pose. So forearms are down, fingertips are spread wide, arms are about shoulder distance apart, and then walking the toes in towards the elbows. Heavy in the shoulders, pushing down through the arms, engaging the upper back, light in the feet. For 3, 2, and 1. Bringing the knees down, coming into a wide-legged child's pose. Grounding the forehead down into the mat, fingertips reaching forward. And we're going to walk our hands over to the left side of the mat, staying in child's pose and just stretching through the back and the side body here. And then bringing the hands over to the right side of your mat, stretching again to the opposite side. And then returning to center. And coming to lie down on your belly. Option to stack your forehead on palms or bring a cheek to the mat, whatever feels best for you. And we're going to Clasp our palms behind our lower back. Inhale, pulling the hands back, lifting through the heart, opening the chest. Option to lift the legs. On your next exhale, releasing the legs, releasing the palms. If you brought a cheek to the mat, just switching sides of the cheek, balancing out the neck. And then reaching back for your feet with both hands for the outside edges of your feet. Knees are about hip distance apart. And as you inhale, kicking back through the feet, lifting open through the chest, opening the collarbones here, breathing deep for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing the feet down. From here, we're going to roll over onto our backs, preparing for bridge pose. So bringing the soles of your feet about hip distance apart with the ability to graze your heels with the tips of your fingers. As you inhale, lifting up through the hips, rooting down through the heels. Option to bring your hands to your lower back if you have the space in your body. Drawing your chin in towards your chest and just lifting up through the heart, lifting up through the hips. On your next exhale, lowering down. We're going to prepare for one more heart opening pose, bridge or wheel, yogi's choice. If wheel is a part of your practice, you're going to bring your hands to your ears, fingertips facing the bottom edge of your mat. And as you inhale, grounding through the heels, lifting through the hips, grounding the palms, lifting up through the chest, stacking your shoulders over your palms, straightening the arms, drawing your chin in towards your chest so your neck is not hanging down. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Chin in towards your chest, lowering down. And then bringing the soles of your feet together, allowing the hips to open up to the side, Supta Baddha Konasana. On your next inhale, drawing your knees back together to touch. From here, we're going to bring our right ankle onto our left thigh, coming into a figure 4. Option to stay here. Option to clasp behind your left thigh or your left shin, depending on your flexibility. Releasing the head and the neck back down towards the mat and just drawing that knee in towards your chest, stretching through the hip joint and making sure to flex those right toes up towards the sky to protect your knee. And just allowing yourself to open through the glutes and the hips here and making sure that if you have any knee pain, you back out of the pose. On your next exhale, lowering the feet down, Switching sides, left ankle comes onto your right thigh. Option to stay here. Option to clasp behind the thigh or shin, depending on what feels best for your body. Flexing those left toes up towards the sky, protecting the knee, and just breathing deep into the hips here. On your next exhale, releasing the legs back down to the mat. Option to windshield wiper the legs side to side if that feels good for you. And then rolling up into a seated position. Bringing the right leg out in front, sole of the left foot comes in towards your right thigh. Squaring the upper body over your extended leg as you inhale, reaching up. And as you exhale, reaching forward for your toes, your shin, your thigh, whatever's most accessible for you. And just closing down the eyes here, drawing your attention and awareness inward. On your next inhale, rising back to seated. Switching sides, left foot comes out, right foot comes in. Squaring the upper body over your extended leg as you inhale, reaching up. As you exhale, folding forward, reaching for the toes, for the thigh, for the shin. Whatever is most accessible for you. On your next inhale, rising back to seated, bringing both legs together to touch, scooching your sit bones back. Inhale, reaching up to the fingertips, and as you exhale, diving forward, reaching for your toes, bending through the knees as much as you need to release tension in your lower back. On your next inhale, rising back to seated, bringing the soles of the feet together to touch, reaching the hands beneath your shins for the tops of your feet, and as you exhale, folding forward, crown towards the toes, folding at the waist. Your next inhale, rising back to seated, and then coming to lie down on your back. If you're near a wall, option to come into legs up the wall if you've got space on the wall. Otherwise, we can move into shoulder stand, rolling up onto the shoulder blades, clasping the palms behind the back, bringing the hands to your lower back, and reaching your legs up towards the sky. On your next exhale, gently lowering yourself back down to the mat. If you're in legs up the wall, option to stay there for the remainder of class if you'd like, or option to meet us back on the mat, whatever feels best for you. From here, we're going to bring our feet out in front, toes pointing towards the bottom edge of our mat, hands beneath our sit bones, grounding through the forearms, lifting through the chest, opening through the heart, opening through the throat. Inhale, drawing your chin back in towards your chest. Exhale, lowering down. And then from here, squeezing your knees in towards your chest, rolling over to the right hand side, coming into a supine twist. Option to extend your left arm away from you, grounding the shoulder blades down into the mat. Option to gaze over that left hand if it feels good, and just allowing yourself to release the lower back, the spine, the upper back, the shoulders, the neck. On your next inhale, returning to center. And as you exhale, twisting over to the opposite side. Option to reach out through that right hand. Just allowing the entire backside body to release here. Inhaling back to center, reaching for the outside edges of your feet with your hands, coming into happy baby. Option to rock and roll side to side if that feels good for you. And whenever you're ready, releasing the feet down to the mat. Toes splay open to the sides, palms of the hands reach up towards the sky, preparing for your final resting pose of Shavasana. When you're ready, bring attention and awareness back to your hands, back to your feet, gently wiggling your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, and then giving yourself a nice good morning stretch. And when you're ready, you're rolling over onto your right hand side, coming into the fetal position. And then rising up to meet in a comfortable seat. Grounding through your sit bones. Finding length through the spine. Closing down the eyes. And connecting to your breath. Drawing your hands in together at heart center. Remembering the intention you set today at the beginning of class. And then drawing your hands up to your third eye. Bowing to the light within. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Hope you enjoy the May long weekend, get lots of sunshine, and have lots of fun. And I'll see you guys soon.